Hey guys, welcome to the Lean to the Left podcast, where we speak with some of the most knowledgeable and interesting people in the world. One of those people is international best-selling author Steve Berry, who has a new suspense thriller out called The List. Now, before you get all worked up, it's not about the Epstein list and whether Trump's on it. It's another kind of list designed to control costs at a company in Georgia, and it's deadly. But first, here's a little bit about Steve Berry. He's the best-selling author of some 40 novels, works of short fiction, and ebooks. He has over 26 million books in print, translated into 41 languages. With his wife, Elizabeth, he's the founder of History Matters, an organization dedicated to historical preservation. He serves as an emeritus member of the Smithsonian Library's Advisory Board and was a founding member and co-president of International Thriller Writers. So, Steve, welcome. Thanks for joining us on the Lean to the Left podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I hope you don't mind the reference to this Epstein list and Trump. I know it has absolutely nothing to do with your book.
Not a thing, but it's always nice to be timely with something that's on people's minds. This list, as you noted, is a lot more deadly and a lot more potent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It starts right off at the beginning with one of the results of the list, which we'll get into in a second. Now, the other things that I wanted to mention is that you're dedicated to historical preservation. So that brought to mind something else that's going on today in the news, and that is Trump trying to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House after his wife. Now, that's been a venue for many notable historical events over the years. What do you think about that?
That's what happens when you get the reins of power. You can try to exercise and do these kinds of things. He's going to need a little help making that happen. He's going to need congressional help and others to make it happen. But that's the way politics is. The victor goes the spoils and do it. Whether he'll be successful or not, that's another story entirely.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, now let's get to your book and to you. Let's talk about the list. Tell us about that. What is the list really about? It's used by a Georgia company to control costs, right? By targeting expensive employees and retirees?
Yeah, it occurred to me one day in the late 80s. I was in an arbitration hearing representing a union worker, and it occurred to me one day in that day, what would happen if the company didn't mess with arbitration? They just said, well, we're not going to mess with that anymore. We're just going to kill our problems. And what if they were a self-insured company, as the company was that I was dealing with at that time, a self-insured with their medical cost? What if they eliminated some of their most expensive claims, ones that were going to really put a hurting to them? What about their retirement benefits? If they got rid of retirees who were going to cost them an enormous amount of money.
Yeah.
And if you did this selectively and carefully and very, very covertly, you could actually have a great edge on your competition. And so was born the list. And I wrote it in 1992. It was the second manuscript I ever wrote in my life. It was terrible because I didn't know what I was doing. And I threw it in a drawer. And during COVID, I pulled it out of the drawer and I started looking at it. And I said, this is a good story. It's just told bad. It's poorly told. So I took 3 months and I rewrote the book from start to finish. I just rewrote the whole novel start to finish.
Okay.
I kept 95% of the plot. I didn't change much of the plot. The plot was pretty good. But the way I told it, like it got 10% shorter. I got rid of 10% of the words.
Okay.
So it got 15,000 words went away, which was nice.
Yeah.
I got cleaner. It got easier to read. Everything melded together. And I was thankful that Grand Central said, we're going to buy it and put it out there. It's a little autobiographical because I lived a lot of it. So the novel's a little special and the locations are autobiographical too.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you that because it's set in a small South Georgia town. And you were once a lawyer in a similar town that had a paper mill?
Had a paper mill. I represented the union. Then I switched sides and represented the company, just like Brent Walker does. The difference is I didn't put this mill in South Georgia. I put it in Middle Georgia. But it's basically the mill that was in St. Mary's when I was there for 30 years.
Okay. All right. So in the beginning of the book, the first victim is quietly dispatched as he slept in a hospital bed, breathing from an oxygen tube. That was
That's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how methodical these guys are.
uh-huh.
Because what I've done in the list, I've taken the company town to its logical extreme. There are a lot of company towns in this country. They still exist to some degree, but they really existed in the 40s, 50s, and 60s in this country. And St. Mary's was a company town when I got there in the late 70s. I know how a company town works, but then it occurred to me, what if you went further? What if you could take it where you literally knew everything there is to know about all your employees? And if you took that information and used it carefully, you could orchestrate people's deaths. And that's where the list came from. You learn early on that the company's killing people to save money. So I'm not giving away anything here in the book. What
Right.
this book is about is the unraveling of all of that. And there's a
Okay.
couple of surprises in the novel that Brent Walker experiences later in the story.
You want to tell us what they are?
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to tell us,
I
huh?
won't give away everything, but there are some surprises in the story for the reader and for Brent. So I didn't make a secret of the fact of what's going on at this company. You learn that pretty quickly,
Uh-huh.
pretty
Uh-huh.
much in the first 25 pages, what's going on. The
Yeah.
question is, how is it going to come undone? How is this going to fall apart?
So, in other words, the list is a list of people that would cost the company a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Say they're targeted to be killed.
Yeah. One guy has a severe heart condition, is going to take a heart transplant. You're looking at $1 million+ in medical bills. Why pay him? Just kill him. Just orchestrate a death consistent with his affliction and
Uh,
do it very carefully and very smartly. There was another one. There was a workers' comp claim that was going to cost him a bunch of money. The guy, they just eliminate him. They just eliminate the claim. If you do it carefully, you don't kill everybody for God's sake, but you just kill.
that's
You're
good.
selective and you're very careful about it. And they have rules. It's
Uh-huh.
called the priority program, and they're careful in how they do this. So it's not a haphazard method, but it
Uh-huh.
turns into something a lot different when they finally zero in and go after Brent Walker, the
Uh-huh.
hero of the story.
All right. So, is it the CEO of the company that comes up with this idea or what?
Shareholder, one of the shareholders. There are three shareholders of the company, and the oldest of them, Christopher Boson, is dying. He has cancer. He's going to die. And
Uh,
before he dies, he's going to make sure that his two partners get caught, basically. He wants them to get caught
all right.
because he's having a pang of conscience. And
Oh, okay.
so he sets up a scenario where Brent Walker is in the middle of his fight with his two other owners, and they're all going after Brent because Brent is the key to everything unraveling.
Okay. All right. So, in your work as an attorney, did you ever hear of anything?
No, no, I don't. But I did read The Firm back in the early 1990s from Grisham, and it was
Yeah.
fascinating. I loved it. It was a
Oh, it
you,
was a great
you
book.
could see the influence of The Firm all over this novel because when I
Yeah.
wrote it, The Firm was riding high.
Yeah.
When I rewrote it in 2020, I actually incorporated some of John Grisham's style into the novel.
Yeah.
I did a little different than I write a book. I incorporated some of his style into it a little. It just occurred to me what would happen if corporate America took it to the far extreme, far as you can go, and it would give this company an edge, that little bit of an edge over your competition so that you can survive the bad times. And that's what Southern Republic Pulp and Paper does.
Well, how many companies were they in competition with?
Quite a few. There's a lot
Oh,
of pulp and
really?
paper companies in this country. Yeah, there's still most of the mills up and down where I used to live are gone, but there's still some there. They're still there and they still exist.
And so they compete outside of their regions then
Yeah,
is what
they make paper for all over the world,
oh,
basically.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
we had a
Okay.
paper company in St. Mary's, but it closed in 2001, and
Right.
the mill was razed to the ground about 10 years ago, so it's
Right.
gone.
Now, when people read your book, can they kind of smell that horrible smell from a
Yeah, that's the
paper mill?
smell of money. That's what we call that.
Yeah, I know it says so in your
I
book.
used to live in St. Mary's, and you'd smell that sulfur smell,
Uh,
and that's just the smell of money. You get used to it.
you get used to it,
You
huh?
get used to it. Yes, you do.
Now,
I
when you
mean,
say a company town, do you mean a town that revolves around that one company?
yes,
Is
yeah,
that what
pretty
you mean?
much. And that's what St. Mary's was until the 1980s, until the Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base came, and that changed everything.
Ah,
But from 1940 to 1980, St. Mary's was a company town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did the company control everything in town? No, they did not. But
Yeah.
they did have people on the city council, county commission, tax assessors. They had people everywhere. They had their hands into everything. Now,
Yeah.
30, 40 years earlier, they would have owned the stores. They would have controlled those things.
Yeah.
I just thought, what would happen if they owned everything, basically, but nobody knew it? No one had any idea they owned any of it.
Uh-huh.
And they did it very quietly and very covertly. But
Mhm.
yet, by owning all of this stuff, they have access to bank records, drug records, medical records, credit reports, you name it. They know everything about you. And they could take that information, assemble it together, and if they wanted to eliminate you, figure out a way to kill you.
That's really that's really bad, man. I don't know how
It's
you came
fiction.
up
It's
with
not
that
real.
idea.
It's fiction.
Do you think this kind of stuff all the time?
All the time, all the time. The
No
Cotton
shit,
Malone
really?
series has all this stuff in it, and I've done 20 Cotton Malone books, so there's all that in there. This is a little departure for me because normally I do action, history, secrets, conspiracies. This is
Uh,
just action, secrets, conspiracies.
uh-huh.
There's not much history in this novel,
Okay.
so it's a little departure for me, but I think my readers are going to love it.
I think they will too, especially if they're interested in this kind of crime story and trying to figure out what's going on and all that. It's a good read.
Yeah, I wanted to show you how careful they were and how cautious they were.
Yeah.
So the suspense comes from how's this going to unravel?
Yeah.
How's this come
Yeah.
apart?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it interesting.
I'm glad you mentioned the Grisham connection because when I read the thing, did remind me of John Grisham's. I have probably, I don't know how many of his books. I love John Grisham, and I have The Firm. Read it when it first came
I
out.
did too. And
Yeah, yeah,
there its influence is everywhere.
yeah.
So, it's a Grisham style book. It's not a legal thriller because we're not in a courtroom or anything, but it is a suspense thriller, a pure
Right,
suspense thriller,
right.
very much like The Firm, very
Yeah.
much like The Pelican Brief.
Do you
But
still practice law?
Grisham did. Yeah, he did. He practiced
No,
law.
do you still practice?
Oh, no, I used to. 30 years I practiced law.
Did you?
Yeah, I was a trial lawyer for 30 years. So, yeah,
Okay. When did you quit?
2008.
In 2008. And is that when you really got serious about your?
I was 8 books into writing then. I was
Oh,
eight
you
books
were?
into published. Yeah, that was
No
book eight
kidding.
when I quit.
Wow.
I'm in book 27 now. Yeah, I stopped about book eight. I had to make sure I could make a living at it before I quit.
Wait a minute. You said your book 27. When I went online and counted all your books, I got 40.
You're counting the short stories and the ebook originals. I don't really count those, but you're right. When you count those, it comes up to nearly four.
I don't know why you don't count them. It's all work. It's
It
all,
is, but it's not like full length stuff.
no, I
I
know
said
that,
27
but
novels. I've done 27 novels.
that's that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've been trying to write one for years.
Yeah, I count the novels and then the short fiction and the other, but you're right, it's 40 when you get up to that level, yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's just amazing.
And I'm proud of all that. It's great.
Should be, man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
short fiction is hard to write. I'm
yeah.
very short story challenged, but yeah, it ain't easy. Those novellas and those short stories are hard.
Why is it harder than writing a full-length
You got to
novel?
write tighter. You got to write tighter.
Yeah.
Shorter is always better, but shorter is harder.
Uh-huh.
Harder to write.
Right.
You got to get everything in there in a much tighter package. That whole story has to fit right here. With a novel, you got like here. You got
Yeah.
a lot of room.
Yeah.
So you got to be, it's tough.
How long does it take you to write a full-length novel?
18 months for Cotton Malone. Yeah,
18 months?
18, yeah, it's an 18-month process of start to finish.
Yeah.
This one, no, I wrote it in about 6 or 8 months. It doesn't need all that research. I don't have to go get 400 sources and plug in all that history and all the stuff that I plug in the other books.
Yeah. Also, you had the first draft really
I did,
done
yeah.
that you
But
worked
I
on.
remember writing it the first time though, and it took me about 6 months.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So what else do you do besides writing all these novels and short stories, ebooks and everything?
About all I have time for, really. And other than that, and play a little golf. That's
Do you?
about
Yeah.
my life. Yeah, that's about it. I have a book a year for the next 3 years. I have to plug away at it every day to stay on that schedule.
So you write every single day,
I write every weekday.
every weekday.
I do at least 1,000 words a day and weekday. On the weekends, I work only if I feel like working. I don't feel bad if I don't work on the weekend. But during the
Uh-huh.
week, I have to
Uh-huh.
work. I don't, it doesn't matter whether I feel bad about it. You got to come in here and get to work.
I understand.
That's how
Totally.
I do
Yeah.
it. You've
Yeah.
been working on that novel for a while. You just need to sit back down and get to it.
That's right. I have too much going on with this podcast that I do and everything else. But anyway, I will get it done. I will. I promise you.
Get done now.
Yeah. The one I'm working on deals with a mass shooting that I'm going to have happen in where I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And it's going to deal with the gun control issue.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
That's what I'm working on.
All right. Very good. Stay with
Yeah.
it. I remember when I wrote my books, I was a lawyer, I was a county commissioner, and I was writing. So I had three
Wow.
jobs and I still
Wow.
got it done. So you can get it done too.
Have you got a family? Do you have a
Had
family
that
to do?
too. Had that too. Yeah. But you have to prioritize it. I wrote most of my writing from 6:30 in the morning to 9 in the morning when there was no one around.
Uh-huh.
So it didn't really interfere with anything. That's
Sure.
where I did my work. Uh,
Yeah.
and then I practiced law during the day, and then I had
Yeah.
evenings. So you just it's a discipline. You have to set up that discipline and make it happen.
Oh, it is a discipline. There's no doubt about that.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I've been retired for I don't know how many years now, but I still have my time that I have put into my work, and it's always on 9 to 5 on weekdays, and like you say, on weekends if I feel like it.
That's exactly right. If you
It's,
feel like it.
it's what you got to do. All right. Tell me this. What other authors, you mentioned Grisham, what other authors do you like to read?
Oh, I love Grisham. I love Baldacci. I love James Rollins. I love Dan Brown, of course, who's the king of our genre.
Uh,
I like him. So I don't read a lot of fiction because I don't have time to read a lot of fiction. I do about
yeah,
5 books a year.
yeah,
But
yeah.
because I'm reading research materials, but those are my guys. And
Yeah.
we've got things going on. I mentioned I got another book. It comes next February. It's the next Cotton Malone book. It'll be out next February. It's called The Devil's Bible. And
Okay.
it deals with the largest book in the world, which is in the National Library in Sweden. It's called The Devil's Bible, is what it's called.
Okay.
And Sweden, the United States, the Czech Republic, and Russia all want it, but for a different reason. And Cotton Malone gets caught up in that and
Okay.
gets there. And then I have another book in 27 and 28.
Wow. Okay. So you got it all planned out.
For 2 years, for 3 years, I do. After that, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. All right. I was honored, man. I had Baldacci on my show not long ago and really enjoyed talking to him.
Nice fellow.
Yeah, very nice. Yep, yep. Tell us about your nonprofit, History Matters. What does that involve?
Elizabeth and I, my wife and I, created it to help communities raise money. We did the very first History Matters project in your hometown,
Okay.
Myrtle Beach, back in
Wow.
2007, 6 or 7.
Uh-huh.
Might have been eight. Might have been eight. It was a long
Hmm.
time ago. We did the very first one there, raised money for a audio historical record that the local library wanted to create of an oral history. And
Okay.
we came up and we taught our writers workshop and we raised money, and all of that money went to the project. Since that time, we've taught about 4,000 students and raised about $4 million for about 80 different projects around the country. And if people might have a project, they can go to my website, steveberry.org, send me an email. We'll see if we can come help you. And you can also find out about me and all my books there too, steveberry.org.
All right. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And folks, will have a link. Amazon. Your books are on Amazon, I'm sure.
Absolutely. They're
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Amazon and all stores too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have an Amazon link, a direct link that you guys, if you want to pick up the list or any of Steve's other books, you can click on that link and it'll be easy for you. So, Steve, how best can people keep up with you? By checking your website, right?
There's two ways. I have a Facebook fan page. They can go there,
All
and they
right.
can also go to the website at steveberry.org. Those emails from that website come straight to me, so I'll be able to see them, and they can keep up with all the latest things that are coming.
Do you answer all your emails
We
yourself?
do, everyone, everyone.
Very good. Excellent.
Hmm?
Steve, you got anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want people to check out the list. I think they're going to love it. It's one of those fun stories. Be great for your vacation. Be great to sit down and during the month of August and on the beach or wherever you are and enjoy it.
Oh, it is a great beach read, that's for sure. Absolutely. All right, Steve. Listen, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi everyone, it's Bob Gaddy with Lean to the Left. I've got some exciting news. Our website just got a major makeover, and I can't wait for you to check it out. With help from the amazing folks at Podetize, we've completely updated the look, feel, and functionality of leantotheleft.net to make your experience better, faster, and easier. You'll now find a latest news ticker at the top of the homepage with rolling updates and announcements, a streamlined podcast section where you can browse hundreds of episodes, listen in or watch interviews with authors, experts, and political insiders. You'll also see an upcoming attractions list, so you never miss a beat. A new video hub showcasing our YouTube shorts and commentary clips. Most are under 2 minutes, but they pack a punch. We've also brought back something fun, The Bob and Jackie Show, a lighthearted 6-episode series featuring my wife Jackie and me, just talking about life, laughing at ourselves, and finding humor in everyday moments. And we're launching a brand new book club, highlighting authors who've appeared on the podcast with links to their books, including our Hijack Nation series and even a book about baking bread. Now that portion of the site is still being worked on, so just bear with us. But take a look around, explore, and let us know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. It's free, and it means you'll never miss a blog post or a new episode. Thanks for sticking with us, and welcome to the next chapter of Lean to the Left, part of today's growing independent media explosion. See you there. Lean to the left. Stay informed and join the conversation. And don't forget, subscribe today.